Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. The Japanese Empire has made headway last time. We're in February 1937, which means it's probably a little bit cold still in the mountains, but spring is about to happen, and what else is spring for than launching offensives? So we've after a very, very hard fight last time, we have managed to capture the airport, the Shanghai airport, which means we now actually have some air support available, which should support our in our offensive here in this invasion. And we're also expanding along the riverside here, up in the north. Plus, the Chinese defenses around Beijing have been weakened sufficiently that I'm thinking it's about time that we're starting to call all our colonial troops in. And with some naval gun support, we might be able to break through here and push them from the north as well. Now, on the long term, I am not necessarily planning to fight Xibei or Shanghai or any of these really, or Guangxi. I'm really just planning to take on China, which means if we look at the terrain of the whole thing, ideally, we'd be breaking through, and this is all mountainous terrain down south here. So ideally, we'd be breaking through into these plains and then pushing through the center, taking out Nanjing, and then whatever other capital they will have. Going forward, once that is actually accomplished, if we have a look at the resources, there aren't all that many. There's a bit of steel in China, but mostly I might be interested in taking the coastal regions for myself and whatever ports and factories and things we have available. Other than that, especially there's a little bit of oil back here as well, especially the populous, more countryside regions. We may actually end up creating a puppet China, such that we can draw on their manpower down the road and we don't have to worry about garrisoning so much. Obviously, on a larger geostrategic base, our main problem is oil, or fuel rather. We don't have enough, because our current fuel income is sorely based on this little bit of oil that we're getting from these islands here, which means we would have to trade for oil, and there isn't really anybody we could trade for oil with easily. Probably the best option for us would be to trade with Venezuela, but that is obviously dependent on the Suez Canal. Not on the Suez Canal, on the Panama Canal, and and it has to go all the way across the Pacific, which is a massive trade route, and it is an essential supply for us. Because right now, while we have a very, very big navy, there's not an awful lot we can do with it. So the nearest oil-rich resources are the Dutch East Indies, because there is a very respectable amount of oil down south here, plus rubber as well, which is both resources we are desperately short on. So getting hold of the Dutch East Indies and also of British Malaya with this vast amount of resources here is going to be a priority once the Chinese campaign is winding towards an end. Now, the big problem here obviously is that we'd be at war with the Allies, and while we probably can take on the Dutch Navy, actually let's have a look at what the Dutch have, or how much we know about the Dutch. It's probably not going to be an awful lot. What's our naval intelligence? So they've got somewhere a small number of destroyers, they've got a handful of heavy cruisers, a handful of light cruisers, and some submarines. So these we could take on relatively easily. The bigger problem are these guys, because the British have a very, very large navy. So ideally, we would like to conquer these areas without necessarily getting the British involved early on. So I am thinking, what we could do is, after conquering China, we could march south, take everything from France, maybe ally with Siam, and then take on the Brits, and then take on the Dutch East Indies. The problem is, none of this gives us any oil, because none of these areas have any oil. And if I get back to my resource mode, where is it? There. None of these areas has any oil. There's not really an awful lot here. There's a little bit of rubber here, which we could use, honestly. I'm not complaining about it. But the big problem is oil. So we need to get here. And I am thinking, and I'm not sure if we can actually pull this off, but I'm wondering if we can make a naval invasion happen from Taiwan and directly hit the Dutch East Indies. Alternatively, we do have some islands we control over here, but there's not an awful lot going on in terms of ports. So the Caroline Islands have very small naval bases. This might be a launching point for a campaign into the Dutch East Indies, but that remains to be seen. The other problem, and now I'm going to have to find it. Where's the terrain mode? There it is. The other problem is that the waters around the Dutch East Indies, all this is fjords. So not very good for anything big. This is a light cruiser territory, or pretty much, because all the capital ships are going to get some hefty debuffs. So if we have to fight the Dutch in these areas, our strike forces are not particularly well suited towards that. Which brings us to the next point of something that we're going to need to start attacking soon, the shipbuilding. Because right now we're in a land war with China, and we do have a long queue of upgrading some of our older destroyers to the Fubuki class, which is sort of our generic fleet screen. So we have a very quick look at the Fubukis, at the tier 6. These are not bad. So these are decent fleet screen destroyers. They could be better. They could have better engines, but we haven't researched those yet. They could have some AA, which we do have, but we don't have the naval XP to actually change all this around. I mean, they could do with some radar maybe, but they do have some good torpedoes. They do have some depth charges, so they are able of defeating submarines in a pinch. And they're pretty good all-rounders, but mostly I'm planning to use these for fleet screens. Now we do have a queue here to get these all upgraded, but it's not going to keep us busy forever. So the very next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to actually design some new ships. The problem is we need naval experience, and we don't have any. And we can't get any by training our navy because we don't have any fuel. So, yeah. The next ships that I really want to design are a destroyer escort of some sorts and a scout cruiser, because these are the things that we are relatively short on. But that is future talk for now. The one thing we need to do in order to get naval experience is we're going to need some political power desperately, and we need to get ourselves a chief of navy. I'm thinking of Fushimi Hiroyasu. Yeah, he seems to be an expert to start. We can also get some people into the high command, like Admiral Nagumo, who is somewhat famous, and is also at least an expert. So he gives some naval experience. But yeah, the chief of navy. So for the next 100 political power, chief of navy, we could go with Shimada for the decisive battle as well to strengthen our capital ships. But I want to go down the carrier route on the long term. So that's probably I could switch him out later on, but it's probably a decent one to do. The other thing that we could do is to look at our admirals and see if we could get any of them as chief of navy. Now, for that, I actually have to check if anybody he could. So Jisaburo Osawa could become a naval maneuver specialist, and we could get him as chief of navy, which is good. But the overall problem is that he would only be a specialist, so he would only give us 6 naval experience, or 0.06 naval experience instead of the 0.09. He would need to get to level 6, skill level 6, but given that he is nowhere near skill level 6 and he need a lot of experience to get there, And he's not currently in control of any of our fleets, because we actually have the first fleet under Yamamoto. And Yamamoto does not have any officer corps roles. So because he does one as a naval aviation pioneer, but for some reason I can't actually be seeming to select him as Chief of Navy. So I'm not sure why that is, but yeah. So yes, we probably will get ourselves another Chief of Navy, or maybe we'll start out just with the military high command and get Nagumo here for sortie efficiency for the carriers. That might also not be a bad choice, such that we can maybe get someone else as Chief of Navy later on. The other thing that we can do once we're just heading for the national research policy here, to get an additional research slot, we can then start the new naval estimates, because there are a lot of things that I want down this route. I would really love to go down the Yamato route for the ultimate battleship, but I would like the Zero. So I'd like to get the Zero as early as possible, so we can start manufacturing these en masse, because I feel like this saves us from having to go through the fighter research tree, because we currently only have the interwar fighters. We haven't even researched the 1936 fighter models yet. So that would sort of skip that, because we'd effectively end up with the A6M0, and we could use the Zero also on land. There's no reason not to, and that would get us there for free. So that is that tree here is probably the next tree that I'm going to attack once we are. Once we are at the national research policy. There are a couple of good things still that we need. Like we need to sign the tripartite pact with Italy and Germany, which gives us the Strike South doctrine, which gives us a way to demand Indochina. And I don't know if the French need to be defeated for that to happen. But this is also important, because then this all gets us towards the Strike South. We could go down the national. Once we have the national mobilization law, we could go down here as well. It gives us more military factories and civilians, and gives us a synthetic refinery, which is also very useful, because that helps a little bit in the medium term. And then obviously that once we actually have this whole place. But probably the very first thing I'm going to do is just at least get the naval estimates, such that we then can get down the carrier warfare experiments, the first air fleet, and down to the Zero. There's quite a bit of things we need to do, because the Zero requires both the first air fleet and the agility focus. So we also need the army expansion law. I'm not sure if we need that. We don't. But we need to go to fighter modernization, the agility focus, which gets us the Mitsubishi Design Company, and then the Zero. So that's all stuff that we need to do. But for now, we are very busy in China. So let's have a look at the tactical situation on the ground now that we've covered the larger strategic one. Okay, yes, we are importing. Okay, that's another thing. Sorry, we need to look at that. We do need to import rubber, because we are trying to construct the tactical bombers, but we are hampered, because while we have 4 military factories on them, we obviously don't have any rubber. So both the production itself and the efficiency growth are affected by the lack of resources. So it's just much more difficult to build these things without having the rubber available to do so. So we will have to trade, unfortunately, for some rubber. We're already trading for aluminium with our puppet Manchukuo to sort that problem out, but we will also need to trade for rubber. Now the problem is the only people who have rubber are the people that we're trying to invade. So we could trade with France, I guess. That might work. Or we could trade with Brazil across the Pacific. That might be better than trading with the Dutch East Indies, because these are literally the people that we're trying to invade here. And Brazil has some rubber available for export, because the US are taking some. But they are the only one. Them and France are the only one who have anything. And Brazil feels like a decent solution. So we're going to send one factory. We've got enough convoys, so we're going to send one factory over. We're not at war with anybody who has a navy, so I'm not too concerned about escorting these convoys for now, because they have to literally come half across the globe. But eventually we would like to not have to do that. But yeah, for now this is what that's going to be. We do have some air wings here that are, I think these are just these are just the naval bombers. And yeah, these are the carrier-based naval bombers. Yeah, that's fine. They don't need to do anything because we don't have any. The Chinese don't have any navy left. We've sunk it all. So we're just positioning them here because the carriers are here. We do have some. These are naval bombers as well. Yes, these are naval bombers as well. So yes, we do have some naval bombers around, but they don't need to do anything. Everything's pretty much parked at this point, except for obviously the air groups we have here. And where's our tactical? These are all close air supports. Yeah, we've moved all the. We've got all the casks going up from here, and we have this is also close air support. Some fighters. Have we moved our tactical bombers? Where are our tactical bombers? Okay, they're still operating out of Dalian, but they have a. There they are. They have enough range to cover the whole front from there. We will move them. We will move them once we have space. Probably once we capture the airport in Beijing, that might be a place to move them. We could move them to Singapore, but right now I think that's not a bad place for them to be because the Singapore has some air cover and the tactical bombers are still in range. 3 more, and then we can actually start a second tactical bomber wing. But they are already definitely experienced, and. We are. How's the air situation in general? So over over northern China, can I actually see if I have green air? Not sure if I can. I might have to unpause that. But we have 160 fighters in the air. The Chinese have about 90. So it's not great for them, and. They have no planes in the air over the eastern China air region, just over the northern China air region. So that's where the remainders of the air force are concentrated, which means we can. Yeah, we've got a small fighter squadron here, which is not particularly necessary, but we don't have any airspace up north anyway. So okay, anyway, going to our tactical situation. And we're going to look at the supply lines first, because the Chinese capital is in Nanjing, obviously. So once we have captured Nanjing, the supply lines from there will be cut. The capital will move, and then new supply lines will have to be established from that capital. But that'll cut off a lot of things, and we also need to have this in Jiangsu. Jiangsu, I think. It's the X that's pronounced different. This is a critical supply hub for the Chinese. So once we capture this supply hub, we will they will have some issues hopefully with supply over here. And obviously the supply lines up here in Beijing are not a problem for them at all. But yeah, actually that's the very first thing we do. We get our colonial troops, which we don't really care about all that much. And we are going to set them up as a front line here. No, not across the whole front. That's not what we want. We just want them at a front line here. There we go. And we want them to push through, obviously, all the way if we can. So we'll draw an offensive target of the river. Okay, let's see how that looks like supply-wise once we move them here, because we might have enough supply to get that happening. Because we do these troops that we're stationed here; these are defensive troops. So if we look at them, they are very small. They're very small 12 width infantry templates only. They're good for some defense, but they're not going to have a chance of breaking through anywhere, and they're not supposed to. They're just there to defend against, again, to hold the front while the other troops do the pushing. So in summary, colonial troops on the front. We are going to have to push here. This is our next objective. And in the south, we're going to try and start pushing towards Nanjing. Okay. This is a river, so we can just hold that. We have captured this, which means we can just leave some troops here to to defend, but we can move. These are mountain troops technically, and this is because of the width, and they have a bit more offensive power. So these bears here do have an additional line artillery in plus the support artillery. So, and they are made for filling out the mountain regions. So we're going to get these to move. Yeah, we're going to attack straight down into Beijing. So we're going to get them to move over here, and then attack into Beijing. And we have 3 more divisions here. Given how viciously they have defended previously, that is probably not a bad idea. So we're going to get that going. Then here we need to attack here. So once again, what is this? This is just plains. Okay, so it doesn't really matter who we use, but we do need troops on that. We do need troops on that line, and I am also going to change the offensive order for that. Which army is that? I haven't played in a while, so I'm not. I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, we're gonna need a subsequent offensive order. So once we've taken that. We are going to, push along the river line, sort of. That's kind of the push we were going to try and make. So I like playing in supply mode because it gives us a good idea. Also, we have cut off this division here. I don't want to use the motorized divisions too much because they use fuel and we're preciously short on fuel. So we're going to use these guys for now. And I am going to unpause. Since they're moving, they might as well attack here. Okay, and we're going to support from here, just to cut this division off. We do have 2 divisions here, so let's go for the attack. They are a little bit under strength, some of them. But we'll go for the attack either way, and we'll see if we can push these guys outside. We can push these guys outside of these mountains there. How are we on logistics? Yeah, we're a bit short on infantry equipment still, and on support equipment. Is this a problem of garrisoning? Because obviously. How's our garrison efficiency? 80%. Not too great. We are going to have resistance problems. Yes, we definitely have some resistance issues. Not so much in the south, but here about Qingdao, we have some problems here. Where's our operative currently? She's building an intel network in over here to give some intel bonuses. I might divert her to start rooting out resistance because while this supports my offensive, the resistance is going to be spiraling out of control very, very quickly. Can I ask these guys to take over? Yeah, let's see. Request more foreign manpower to fulfill our garrisons. Yes. How much are we sending in garrison? Nobody. Okay. So this is already foreign manpower doing this. It's a material problem going to be over time. So I want to make sure that what's the resistance target here? Resistance target is 56%. Yeah. So that is an issue, and it's spreading obviously. As things go. So I might divert her to just put a lid on this while we're here, because we don't want any resistance. No, come on. No, there. Okay. So I'm going to get her over here to help suppressing the resistance, just to put a lid on it as much as possible, because this can spiral out of control. We are still having a positive net income, but We have a relatively large deficit, so we still need to. Yes, we are actually recruiting more divisions, which is okay. We need more divisions, but we might need to divert more production into infantry equipment if things go wrong. What are we constructing actually? We're constructing pretty much civilian factories. I might actually throw a couple of military factories in here as well. Yeah, we've still got some infrastructure projects, but I just want to make sure that we're not running out of guns, and we have a lot of things to do. So maybe one here, and 2 here, and then we'll just drag these up and prioritize these after the after these infrastructure projects are done, because we don't have an awful lot of civilian factories to begin with. 29 is dreadfully low. So this is something we're gonna need to keep an eye on. Anyway, back to actually running our offensive here. Okay, that all looks good. So let's unpause and see how this goes. We are just waiting for this unit to come over here to attack these guys, and we are waiting. And here we start our offensive. So this unit, they're good down there. So just keep just assist with the attack. And we've got 4 divisions here. There's no need for this many. So we can leave 1 and get 3 to assist with the attack as well. Come on. How are we? 75, 80. Okay, we're already maxed out, so that's fine. We will be pushing them out of there pretty sure. And we're just also waiting for the supply hubs to get connected. So we don't want to run out of supply, but we are going to just keep going. And we are going to use one of these divisions to help out here as well. Okay. They will be defending as usual, but we're not going to go across the river. So we should be able to push them out of there. There we go. We've pushed them out, and we will try to take Nanjing and just pull the other divisions in, and that should be a major victory for us. Okay, we have taken this supply hub. We're just waiting for this to get connected. So for now, we're just going to be defending here. But we can push these guys out of the mountains and shorten the front considerably. This is actually, these are marine divisions, but this is actually undefended, so we'll just move them forward. And other than that, this all looks good. Are our divisions anywhere near the front yet? No, they are starting to trickle in. So, okay, I might have extended the front too far. Yes, I have. The front is not supposed to be in there, just like this. Okay. So we're going to need these over there. And yeah, once these are in place, we're going to start pushing forward and see if we can take that. Okay. So, battle for Nanjing is on the way, and it looks like they're not standing a chance. So we're just going to take them out here, and that cuts off their capital. And then I'm very curious to see what their supply situation is going to be after that. Divisions are trickling in at the front here, so we can, yeah, once they're all here, we'll give them a little bit of time. Fall of Nanjing, yes, for the Emperor, capital has been occupied by the forces of Japan. Fierce resistance? I doubt it. There was barely any. There wasn't really any resistance whatsoever. So we can we get around here? Can we take one division to? No, this goes around the other side, so that's unnecessary. But we can get. We might be able to just cut this off and then push further in the other direction. How is it supply-wise? Looking good. Now that Nanjing has fallen, and actually we have no divisions on that offensive order, which is wrong. we are going to assign everybody to this offensive order. There we go. And this offensive order can go because that's the old one. We don't need that anymore. Okay, once we have Nanjing connected. So how is their supply now working? Where's their new capital to start with? Okay, they've moved the capital to Chongqing, which means they hopefully shouldn't be getting anything but local supply actually at this point. So we can we connect up here in the north? No, not really. I just want to be up across the river here. We can't really cut them off because this is all allied Chinese territory. But the next objective is probably going to be, I don't want to fight in these mountains, so I'm thinking of just getting across the river here if possible, and just pushing them back in general. But yeah, we do have to definitely keep an eye up on resistance. We do have 3 divisions here. We do have 2 mountain divisions here. So let's see if we're kind of interesting to get the port, but this is all mountainous terrain, which favors the defender, obviously. We may be able to. Let's see if we can break them. We can break through here. They're actually leaving here. They're leaving this province. So. Yep, they're both leaving. Once they've left, we'll see if we can attack with these 2 divisions here, because we should have enough. I just want that other one to leave, that low health one. This is a well-equipped division, but they might not be able to hold this, especially if we're supporting the attack. Yeah, we just have to hold Nanjing at this point, because we are... Okay, they've left, so we're going to get these 2 to attack here. And get at least one of them to support once that attack has started. There we go. Okay, but yeah, we do want to break out eventually. We're going to get 2 divisions here to see if we can wipe this out and just support that. Keeping an eye on if we get the decision to escalate the war, but I'm not sure if we actually still have. We do have a bit of a communist problem, as one does. Yeah, the Marco Polo Bridge incident is still ongoing, so there's still going to be one more decision, but we are starting to look better. And they seem to have actually completely forsaken this area, so why don't we get everybody moving here then? And you too. Okay, given our fuel situation and that the army is actually starting to draw fuel because of these motorized divisions, I am thinking of converting these, because while they're nice, they are nice divisions, don't get me wrong. The problem is I don't have the fuel for them. Alternatively, I will have to start importing fuel, which might be the better solution, but we'll leave them here for now. We'll leave them here for now. Can we push here? Not really. We don't really have any divisions here. You can push, since you're here. I just want to prevent them from driving around too much, because that's causing me all kinds of grief. And it looks like the Chinese front in the south here is pretty. Yeah, we've pushed them back beyond the river. So once Nanjing is connected, we can start pushing in the other direction. And we do really want to push this way. And we need that connected as well, so we can further the offensive. But yeah, we can get across there. This is gonna take a moment. So we're just gonna be defending here until you two actually just attack here. Yeah, this is causing a lot of grief with the fuel. So I am thinking of assigning these guys on a defensive. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a defensive line here, because that's a really important area. And I'm going to get this truck unit, and that one can stay up there. I just don't want them to move right now. But at least this one. We'll assign this one here as a defensive unit, and then you can help out here. And you can assist in the attack. Okay, so they stay there, because I really don't want to don't want to spend all that much fuel. And you see, we're already having a lot more reserves, fuel reserves, because I do need that for the Air Force. Okay, Nanjing's not yet connected, but their front is, oh, we can get across the river here, maybe. Okay, let's see if we can get across the river. Can I get you to pin these down? Okay. And we finished the national mobilization law. That gives us 150 political power, which is amazing. We need that. So the very next one is I am thinking of how much longer is our production line going to be busy with refits? They haven't even started with those yet. Yeah, we can still do a couple. So I am probably going to, first I'm going to get the research policy, and then probably nationalize the war industry, and maybe even this one, although it's not going to make a huge difference. We don't need this quite yet. That actually gives us to total mobilization, and we don't necessarily want that, but there are some good ones here that increase the recruitable population again, and this gives us rocket engines. Not something we need right now, I feel. So this is what we want to do next. Then the war industry, maybe the coal liquefaction, and then we're going down the naval estimates. Okay, but for now, we have 150 political power, so we can get ourselves a military high command. And oh, we don't? I thought we got, didn't we? Yeah. Or maybe I just need to have it tick over or something. So that's going to be the next one. Where's my 150 political power? I was promised 150 political power and I didn't get it. Where'd it go? Well, I'm disappointed. I think that's a bug. I think I found a bug. Okay, we can stop this attack. No, we can stop this attack because we have managed to get across the river. That was kind of an important step here. That's why I did that. We might have a chance to cut off some troops here. So I am actually going to get. We obviously have supply problems. We do have to wait until Nanjing is connected before we do any further movements. But we are breaking. We might be able to get this as well. This is a weak division, so we'll leave one here and just. Yeah, I'm miffed about that political power. That should have worked, but it didn't. That is unfortunate. So I'm not liking that. We have a doctrine available. We can get the next air doctrine, and I think that's what we're going to be doing. Not important actually, but I just want to get down the doctrine tree. We also need the designers. So there's a lot of things. We need a theorist. A lot of things that we need. We need the elusive gentleman for another spy. Probably the Prince of Terror would be good, because that reduces damage, garrison damage, and all these kind of things. But yeah, for now, actually that or we could get ourselves an Air Force spirit. Is there something we need in here? So we could get better tactical bombers, like tactical bomber design. Okay, research speed. Oh, that would be nice. Air accidents chance. We're not researching anything right now, though. Training experience gain or air experience gain. We could also go Spirit of Air Force Command. What does that give us? So we could get better ground attack, home defense, air superiority, power projection, fighter detection, air mission efficiency. That sounds like a good thing to have, honestly. Because I need the doctrines, but I don't need them right now. And that'll give me air mission efficiency immediately. So we'll do that. That's a good one. And then we might as well knock out since we have another 50, knock out this as well. So which one did I want? Design cost, there's not too much to design. Air advisor cost, well, not really necessary. Research speed. I think research speed would be good, just so I don't forget about it. Yeah, we'll do the industry liaison. Okay. So we've got that out of the park. We can get, obviously, a specialist, but specialists don't give us much. I want the 100 for... who am I going to get first? Yeah, I think I want Nagumo. Chuichi Nagumo as a carrier expert. So I need 100 political power to make that happen. But I still need to knock out one debuff for the war as well. Okay. How are things going up here? Is everybody in place now? Yes, and we're not too terrible on resources either. So let's see. Can we launch a concentrated attack on Beijing? That's Beijing. That's the airport. We could try to concentrate our attack on this supply hub here first. That might not be a terrible idea as well, to capture that first. So let's see how that goes. And we'll get everybody to attack here. And that's we'll see how this goes. I really don't care too much about these, but they have naval support. They're obviously garbage divisions, but there's one more. You attack here as well. And do we have... we've got 8 divisions. We can actually get these guys to support the attack as well. Let's see if we can get through here and get them to support the attack. And we should be able to fill up the... I mean, they're not great, but, you know, they're better than the colonial divisions, so, which is amazing. Okay, Panay incident. American and British gunboats were attacked by Japanese aircraft. Really? Who told them to attack the Allies? Seriously? Despite being clearly marked as American vessel, USS Panay was hit by 2 bombs and sunk. 3 American and 1 Italian citizen killed. British sailor was killed. American British have issued strong protests. Yes, that definitely could complicate matters. I'm not in favor of that. Who did that? Who did that? I have objections. Okay. That said, we have connected here, so we will be, and yeah, this front is starting to be wide open. So I am actually thinking, given that we're breaking through here by now, let's capture this province, and they are relocating. I don't need any more troops down south here, but I need more troops up north. So there are 2 over here. It doesn't need to be. I'm going to get you to move here, and you to move here as well, and then to move there. And then we can exploit our bridgehead here and cut them off a little bit. They seem to be wide open here. So okay, let's keep moving then. They don't seem to have an awful lot of troops here. I don't want to overextend, because, you know, I only have 1 army here, and I am kind of needing to maintain this position. But I've definitely got some divisions to spare, just to move forward and see if we can link up and capture the east coast and just get rid of all this territory here and get these all sorted out. Okay, how's my attack going in the north? That's probably the more interesting one. So they're not going to get anything done on the ground, because the Chinese defenders, while they're not great, are going to hold this. But they have the air support, so that might make all the difference here. Okay, so we've got that province, and yeah, we're literally just cutting off their railway lines here. They are trying to do something about it, though. So let's just take what we can from them, and not be hasty and overstretch our lines. How does it look down south? Okay, yes, we can take this province, and then these guys are cut off. Oh dear. The United States demand apology and compensation. They've demanded an apology, punishment of the officers involved. Yeah, I agree with that. And compensation. I'm not sure I agree with that. yeah, we didn't order that. I didn't tell anyone to do that. It's not entirely clear whether it was a mistake of over-enthusiastic pilots or an attempt by military hardliners to encourage United States to pull their forces out of China. There are no United States forces in China. I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen any. I don't know what you people are talking about. So if we agree, we lose 100 political power. If we don't, we gain 100 political power. But is it risk of war with the United States? No. But are the United States in a position to wage war? That would be my next question. So we'll put that away. What do we know about the United States at this point? Very little, but they have guaranteed pretty much all of America. The next election is in 1940, and they don't like us very much. So couldn't make it worse. They're signatory of the naval treaty. They have some good things here. They've got the New Deal going, but they're still in a slow recovery. Their navy obviously is large, and they do have between 10 and 20 battleships and 2 to 4 carriers. I don't think they have the range though to come across. I mean, they do have the Philippines, the base in the Philippines. I am not feeling like I'm going to apologize to the Americans. I don't obviously want to go to war with the Americans right now, but I also don't think they necessarily have the capability of doing it. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me, because I'm sure they do have some troops on the Philippines, but and they might have some naval powers down here. So this might be a problem, a little bit of a problem, if they decide to come in. Yeah. Tricky decision. I'm going to go with no. You know what? No. Yes, this was an accident. But you know what? We're not going to apologize. Damn it. We will never bow to the Americans. Oh, now that gave me political power. Okay. Which means I can get my Chief of Navy. And no, I didn't want a Chief of Navy. I wanted Nagumo. Okay, Nagumo's in. Thank you. So that's a good thing. Now, I do hope that the Americans do not go to war with us, because that would be a little unfortunate, but we will take it as it goes. No, the Japanese Empire is on a roll here, and we're not going to bow to the Americans. Okay, and we are taking out, we can start attacking these guys, and then after that, literally just clean this up so we can secure this border here. There we go. We've gotten that sorted. Do we need to keep an eye on the supply routes? They are now starting to fill out their front line here. Okay, but they're still wide open down south here. So okay, let's just go and keep exploiting that then. You actually don't need to go here. No, you don't need to go there either. Okay, they are moving in. So, nope, they're not moving in. Can we not go through there? No, I don't need to go here and then there. There we go. We have secured the line up north here, and we are slowly making our way through and pushing them back behind the river there. So this is all going according to plan. We have supply here. And I actually want to start pushing out of that river region. We don't need 2 units here. There's a river, so you can get you over here as well. We're going to need more troops. Okay, we've cut them off here, and now we're just holding this, and yeah, we can support that attack. And he's out of supply, so we're not going to support it, but he has nowhere to run, so we get that sorted out. We do have some unassigned divisions, that's good. We do have another naval division, which we're going to need, but we are just going to... Where's our other naval division? We're just going to keep them together at the moment. Where are they? They're up here. Okay, so we're going to add you to... Which army is this? This is the 3rd Army. So this is the 3rd Army. So we're just going to add him to the 3rd Army. No. You? No. Still not? No. Okay, can I just... There we go. Okay. We also need to check. Oh, we need to check actually our generals if they have anything useful. So any useful traits that we can give them. Yamashita, not feeling that. He is gaining experience, obviously, from fighting for infantry. Oh, we also need to check if no. We also need to check. It's not what I want. There. If they can, no, he doesn't have any officer corps roles. How about you, good sir? Anything interesting? No, he has no officer roles either. And these are the offensive armies. So he's already an army logistics expert. So we could get him into the government as well. That would be good. Given that he is, are we going to? What does he have right now? He's got the commando. He's got the invader trait. We could give him. We could give him some more naval invasion bonuses, but we don't really need that right now. We'll do it when we need it. How about you, good sir? You have nothing. And he's just commanding the colonial troops, so he's probably not going to have anything. Okay, all good. How's our production? Oh, we are actually losing infantry equipment. This is not good. We are going to. Where's it going? Division reinforcements and garrison reinforcements. Yeah, the garrisoning is going to be an issue. How's the resistance? That's up at 24. That's what I was afraid of. We are going to need to prioritize the military factories. Because if we don't keep that under control, then we are not going to be able to wage war, because we are literally going to run out of material and just burn through everything, and it'll completely collapse us. So the military factories need to happen first, and we are going to need to ramp up the production of. What are we short at? We're good on support equipment. It's the guns. So we're going to put it all into guns for now, and we'll have to delay the civilian factories a little bit longer. Yeah, that is very unfortunate, but this is sometimes how it goes. Okay, they are definitely not having forces here. I wonder if we could push south first and secure the whole coast and get all these forces cut off here. So we are making slow headway up north there. Might be able to, honestly. If we get that all cut off here and get these forces wiped out, then that shortens the whole front a lot. So maybe I'll just do that, because they have nothing here. So they have obviously the other side of the river. It stretches our forces a little bit, because we are obviously now leaving this undefended here, but let's see how it goes. Okay, we are definitely pushing. Yep, they've tried to take that, but we're consolidating our front line here. Okay, that connects the railroad line. That's what I was after. This is important that we maintain the railway. We'll see if we can push them out from there. And we're sending some more troops over there. And support the attack. Yeah, I know. We are not having enough. We're short on infantry equipment for the garrisons. The problem is that not being able to fulfill the garrisoning is going to cause a drop in efficiency, because we only have an 85% efficiency, which means they are going to have an increase in resistance, and this is all very annoying. Resistance can totally kill you. I've had games where, like test games, where the resistance completely wiped out everything. I just want this to be wrapped up here. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Just get that done. And I just wanted this to wrap up here. Then we can start pulling some troops onto the other border. Okay, yeah, I think they don't have troops here necessarily. We can keep pushing forward. We just have to be careful not to be cut off. but we should be able to surround them here completely. And then, but we do have to do this from the north, and we do have to maintain this railway line. But we're keeping them busy up there. So for now, let's just see if we can make some gains here. And they are currently attacking, so I'm going to need to leave these troops here. Sort of. I'm thinking of just pushing south with these two, and seeing if we can connect the railway line. It's a small detachment, but we'll see what we can do. Also, yeah, we are still maintaining fuel, but we've got 3 months left on fuel. How's this going? Slow going? We're wearing them down. It's the air. It's the air that does it, right? It's all in the air. So we're wearing them down. But once we've got this wiped out, we have some more troops available to help push from the other side. It would be great if we could have gotten across the river from here, but it doesn't look like. Okay, we are starting to meet resistance here. So this might be actually as far as we want to go for now. I will just defend here for starters. Yeah. We're almost there to cut them off, but I might need some reinforcements. I'm thinking of just stop that attack and send these down south. Stop that attack and send... You are not... Why are you not in the... So you two go down south and see if we can reinforce this a little bit. Yeah, because they are starting to push south. Let's see if we can push them out from here since we're at it. And since the front is undefended, and get our railway lines a bit extended here. We might also have this to switch this to trucks to supply this area. Okay, we've gotten them wiped out here. Perfect. Where are we going to push? Where are they weak? Let's focus our efforts on Nanjing and see if we can attack. I know it's a river crossing, so it's not great, but I'm feeling we've got an opportunity here. If we can... do I need more trucks to supply this? Yes, that worked. Okay. I feel like we have an opportunity here to cut them off. So I'm thinking of getting you to attack this way and getting you down here and then to attack through here. Yeah, they are trying to move out, so we're going to have to start attacking. And we're going to be attacking them across these two lines here. So we'll attack into the forest here. And we'll attack them across here as well. Because that keeps them pinned there. And we are getting troops across the river. You stay in Beijing. No, you don't move. You will stay. You two will stay in Beijing. And we'll see if we can get across the river here. It's not a great thing, because obviously river crossings are having hefty penalties to attack and break through. But once again, we do have the air superiority, and hopefully the air will assist, because then we can cut off this whole east coast area here. They're still not making progress up north, so that's okay. And we can cut off this whole area there. We just want to secure the railway line here. Okay, we've moved through there, so we're defending in the forest. We are attacking here on both fronts, so if we can link up here, that would be a big gain. And we just have to make sure that they're not moving out, but they are seeming to be attacking. And how's this going? 3 days. Yes, we are low on supply. They are moving troops south pretty furiously. Yes, we have resistance in occupied areas. I know that's part of the problem, but we have once again we have a positive infantry equipment, because I think I think we're starting to improve with the infantry equipment, so that is important. Okay, we are getting across the river here, which is not an ideal attack, but it is of strategic importance at this point. And we're in March. Okay, so this shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it's once again the air that makes this. It's the air power that makes this on all fronts. So once we are across the river, these guys to support that attack and link up the railway lines here. Okay, Spain is in civil war. Not something I can currently deal with. But I do have enough political power, I think, to get myself a chief of navy. Or I could get another naval. He'd be useful to have. So I want him as high command at some point, in high command, because he's an active general, so he's actually going to gain experience as we go. What have we got? We've got a naval air defense expert, Ogaki, Matome Ogaki. That'll give us more naval XP. I am either that or we get the Chief of Navy. I'm still hoping that I can get one of my own people as Chief of Navy. So for now, am I going to need that? I don't know how many carriers the Americans are going to bring around. It's very specialized. Alternatively, I could also have someone from the army in the high command, obviously, for more army XP, which we also need but we only need the army XP for our doctrines. We don't really need to design tanks, so that's not a huge problem. Naval aviation expert. This would naval air attacks. So it doesn't help us with our current situation at all. Yeah. I mean, I could always throw one of the. I feel this is the better. Or alternatively, we could get the decisive battle as well. But this is the because this has had some pretty good bonuses as well. This would be the Kantai-Kessen approach, where we draw the Americans into a decisive battle. That might work, or the carrier. I'm going to go with carriers, so I think I'm going to get him as Chief of Navy for now. We can always change it later if need be. Do we have... okay, we do need to call that decision, but I wanted that one first, such that we can get more XP, because we are so low on XP and we need it. Okay, let's see if we can cut this off. The resistance is definitely a problem. It's definitely starting to become a problem. Yes, this is starting to become an organized resistance. Not happy about that. We may have to change our... we're still good on material, I think, China. 79% efficiency. We are needing infantry equipment. But we're still having a positive income of infantry equipment. We're still actually waiting for the military factories. Okay, I'm not going to change the occupation laws quite yet. But we do need to put them down. Are we getting anyone? I mean, we've got enough people, so troops on the ground is not the problem. It's the material that is the issue. Because obviously, if they're rebellious, we have losses. Anarchist uprising, yep, that's really their problem, not mine. Don't have anything to do with that. Any progress up north here? Still no progress. But it's only a matter of days. We're wearing them down from the air while we are doing this. And after that, probably we'll cut off the airport once we've pushed them back there. And how does it look down south? Okay. This is... I'm not sure if this is a battle I actually want to take. He can support here. I just want to get a little bit of buffer between me and between the railway lines, because the railway lines are... you can actually support here as well. The railway lines are critical. So these guys are under strength. Can we actually push them? We might be able to push them back to the river here. Let's see. Can we push them back to the river here? If we attack... I know it's a mountain. It's not ideal, but we do have some support from the surrounding provinces, so we might be able to just push them back a little bit. What is this? No. Yes, I know, but no, because that'll actually that'll actually increase their independence, and I don't want that. I know I need rifles, and we're running out of fuel as well, but we are having positive production, and I'm still not. Yeah. I think things are still manageable. Okay, we have managed to push them out from here, so we can now start the attack, and we're definitely going to need. How are we on trucks? We've got enough trucks. Okay, because we need supply here, so we do need to keep them. Yes, we've got it. Okay, perfect. So we're going to change the supply here to cover these areas, which means that these guys are now cut off. Which means we can now, yes, they're all running out of supply now. We can now advance on the whole front here and wipe this whole area out. You attack there, you attack there. Everybody here just hold. There's a... No, I'm going to need you actually here, because there is a potential for... them to cut off our railway lines, and that would be crucial. So don't want to do that. I know these are naval infantry divisions, so Marines. They're not necessarily good for that sort of thing, but that's okay. But we definitely have cut them off here, and we should be able to just attack from this side as well. So can we just cut these off as well? Okay, everybody attack. These guys are in the defense. We're not going to attack from here just yet. We're just going to hold this area. And I just need someone here to protect the railway line so that I don't cut off our supply lines. Alright, that starts looking good. How are we? 92%, 14 days still. They've got 5 divisions here at the moment still. But we are pushing them slowly back using the air. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I think we'll call the episode. Okay, we've made some progress here. So let's see if we can push them back a little bit here as well. We just want to ensure that they can't cut off our supply from our railway lines. We're still connecting this railroad here, but yeah, the Chinese troops are running on local supply, I presume at this point. I've got lots of troops here, so these two can attack. Actually, you attack as well, and we can extend our line here a little bit. That should be a fair amount of troops that we're going to cutting off. Let's actually have a look. How's it look on casualties so far? We've taken 20,000 casualties. The Chinese have taken 180,000. That should get a little higher once we are through this area here. So let's get everybody here cut off. And yeah, they're furiously trying to reorganize their lines here. But we are pushing them out of here. And the airport, which means we can pull the air over from here. And we should still have naval support. Yes, they still have naval support here in the coastal provinces. So as you can see, these guys are now suffering from supply problems, which means they don't get any material reinforcement for any damage that they're taking. And they are... Can I push them out here? Let's see. Is that going to work? Yes. Okay, we've actually encircled someone here. Perfect. I'm not sure how that happened, but we're just going to get them wiped out there. And you can support that attack. I haven't even been paying attention. Oh, actually, no, you need to be here. We need someone in to hold that front line. But yes, we've actually managed to encircle them. They're attacking across the river to get out of there. But there is no way that they're going to. So I just want to mop this up at this point. Let's get everybody to wipe out these Chinese divisions. They are not going to stand much of a chance. Now that they are cut off, and yeah, they have no supply. Even though they are fighting in hills, they're still getting hammered from the air. And the lack of supply just means that they're really not going to have any chances of pushing back there. We still haven't gone across the front, but we are slowly pushing them back and causing them some casualties from the air. And the front line, yeah, we've joined the two front lines, and from here we can. What I want next probably is join up north here as well, so I can start getting these defensive divisions around here, and get them to secure the lines here. Oh, actually, we might have a chance here. How did that happen? We might have a chance here to cut them off. Do I have someone? Let's see if we can attack into this mountain. And I am going to get you to move over here to support that. Let's see. And here we are just wiping them out across the lines. You can support that attack. No, you need to actually go there because that's open. We are out of supply though, so we'll try to connect these lines here, but I'm such that then this supply hub is a better time of actually getting here. Okay, you need to help here. Actually, you just need to assist here. See if we can get them out of these mountains. You assist as well. We are on low supply here ourselves. I just want them to. I'm just seeing a. No, I told you to assist this attack. Stop going back there. This is held, so this is not an issue. We'll just see if we can cut this whole thing off here, and get our supply sorted, because we're going to switch that to maximum range. That should get us some more supply in the areas here. But yeah, it'll be rough going. So that's probably going to be the next big target here, to cut that supply hub off, and just push them back. The Americans so far haven't attacked us, so that's good news. Everybody, see if we can wipe these divisions out, and then we'll have a quick look at the casualty stats, because that'll free up a whole lot of divisions. That free up, what is this? Like 12 divisions from this area here, and it also means we can start pulling off our naval forces. Alternatively, what we could do is do another naval invasion south here and cut off their resources. That might also not be a terrible idea. Okay, and we've done it. So suddenly, yeah, that was about 80,000 Chinese troops that were on this front that have been captured. I'm always thinking of it more of a capture rather than a wipeout, because you very, very rarely you kill everybody. Most of them just become prisoners of war, and that's a thing. So we can push them back here. And yeah, I think the next logical target, these are, I don't want to fight here because this is all mountainous and it's going to be really dreadful going. I'm wondering if we're going to Wuhan or if we're going up north here. This is a bit more hilly, but we might be able to break through here more easily. And we do want to get to Chongqing, so we don't want to fight up the north here. It'd be good to line these to get this line under control though, but that's a river in the middle. So yeah, we may try to stretch our front going this way and just kind of along the river line here, and leave this be pretty much. How are our troops going? We're still getting a couple more troops, but we are obviously very short on equipment. It's getting better. Any of our factories finished? I think some are finished now. Yeah, we're starting to get more factories in. Okay, that is essential for us to do. Also, I think we can get another tactical bomber. Yeah, we've got green air everywhere. Do we have space somewhere where we can get another tactical bomber wing going? What is the closest airport to the front on the south? Because I'd love to have, I think this is the only airport that we have south here. Yes, we can get all of them. We're setting them to 100, and they will be doing close air support. I know they're not ideal for close air support, but it's the range that I'm after. They can get close air support over the Eastern China area. Okay. All right. Next episode, because this is still going to take a week, even with naval gunfire support. Next episode, we are going to proceed. It's April 1937. I would love to wrap this up in 1937. And I am thinking of actually already kind of going for the Dutch East Indies, but it might be too soon because it'll be an absolute terror to support that through enemy territory as well. But that's definitely our next big focus once we've got China sorted out. So that's where the army is going to push. And that'll get us into conflict with the Allies sooner or later. So yeah, the Americans haven't really done anything, and I think that was worth it. Last thing we do, escalate the war in China. I think that might have been the last one. Yes, we have resistance issues, I know. And we've got secure China bypassed. Yes, so that was the last one. Because this would have removed the incident, but we would have to have controlled all of China, obviously, for that to happen. But that's good because we can then get more aluminium, which we need, and we can prospect for resources. So we can develop Chinese resources as well once we control all the things. But yeah, national research policy, more industry, and we might have to start trade. Yeah, I think we need to start trading for fuel. With 2.5 months, this isn't going to last. So trade. Who can we buy fuel from? I think we're not going to buy from the Americans. We could buy it from the Soviets. That might not be that might work. I don't want to fight the Soviets at this point, honestly, because it's huge, and I just don't have the troops to deal with it. I want China sorted, and I want the Pacific region under control for the Japanese Empire. So yeah, we'll buy it from the Soviets. So let's get them some. Eventually, we will fight the Soviets, but let's give them one factory for a bit of oil. How is that gonna change things? A little bit better. I don't know if this arrives immediately. Yeah, we've got 12 oil now, so it starts looking a little bit better. And yeah, okay, that's it for today. Thanks, everyone. Next episode, we will continue the war in China. Hopefully, we can just break through between the rivers here. Just make the way through to Chongqing and just bypass all this down south here, and just kind of hold the lines here. But I will need some defensive troops, so I'm going to need to clear this up in the north eventually, just to link these up. Alternatively, I could leave the colonial troops on the defense and just pull my defensive army south. That might be a way as well. But I would like to have the river line at least. And then the colonial troops might be sufficient to actually hold this, so I can pull my own defensive troops in here and get them to hold the line. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.